Hey guys, Glenn here. Today we're going over SKU numbers and why they're so important to your business if you have any kind of inventory whatsoever. We're going to go over what SKU numbers are, how they can help you make more money and stay more efficient. I'm going to go over exactly how I implement them in my 3D printing business, saving hours and making thousands more. Let's get into it. All right, so everyone's gone to like a Staples or a Walmart and you've seen the SKU numbers, and their SKU numbers are always a little bit different depending on their business model. SKU stands for stock keeping unit, and they're a unique alphanumeric code that businesses use to identify and track products. SKU numbers are generally 8 to 12 numbers long, and they're generally used to track inventory levels, your sales, and the product performance in general. Now, you can use these SKU numbers to do a lot of things, such as which STL you're printing, or what color the product's going to be, or what size the product's going to be, and where you're going to store this, in which closet or which warehouse. I'm also going to show you how I use it specifically in my 3D printing business to just press a button, it prints, and I'm done. I don't have to slice STLs over and over again. In fact, I barely slice at all now that my business model is complete. Now, there's no standardized way that you need to do this. However, I'm going to give you a bunch of ideas that can help your business do more sales like mine does. I have done a lot of experimenting with my SKU numbers, and I've changed them so many times that I'm going to save you the effort by just letting you know what my SKU numbers are and why I came to this conclusion. In my 3D printing business, I assume that I'm not going to have more than 10,000 items. So the first 4 letters or numbers of my SKU number is 4 numbers. So I can have 9,999 different products. Now you have to decide how many products you're going to have. If you're going to have 100, you can have 999. So you start at 001. Me, I wanted, just in case, 10,000 items. I don't think I'm ever going to do more than that. If I do, then I'm going to have the budget to change the SKU numbers for everything. But in an abundance of caution, I wanted 10,000. I'll probably only do a few thousand. So it should be plenty to just have 4 numbers up front. Now these 4 numbers, I'm going to start off with my first product, 0001. And then we're going to go on and on from there. 0002, 0003, and so on. So that's just to keep track of the actual product. So in Etsy, for instance, or for wherever you're selling, you're going to first want to number all of your STLs that you're going to sell by number, and you're going to start with 0001. Now, the reason why the zeros are there, they're a placeholder, because if you only do SKU number 1, 2, 3, and then you start over at 12, this is going to mess up your stock in a lot of programs and algorithms, and it's going to show sometimes 12 above number 1, for instance, or number 18 above number 7. And you don't want that. You want it to be in order, so the zeros I found do need to be in place. Now, my next 2 numbers are going to be 2 letters. Now, these 2 letters stand for the color. Now, I'm going to tell you what the color code is. I'll put it up right here, so you can write it down, this color code, for each 2 numbers, so you don't get them confused or make up your own. It's standardized for each color to have 2 letters, and this is the list here. Now, I'll also put it down in the description down below, so you guys can copy and paste it, put it into wherever you need to. Now, if color doesn't matter, let's say it doesn't matter if it's a red or a black or whatever, I just put XX because it does not matter. Now, the 7th and 8th letters or numbers is numbers for me. And that's going to say the length or size of the product, or how many there are. So certain products would have, if I sold a pack of 3, it's going to say 03. If it's a pack of 1, it's 01, and so on. Now, my standard is 6, and then I extend from there if there's some kind of other information that needs to be put on. Like if it's PETG or it needs to be PETG, you can put the 6 numbers and letters up and then put PETG after. So you know that you need to install PETG in your printer rather than PLA, for instance. That's one way of doing it. Now you can go even more into detail by telling which shelf it's on. Let's say you have a big warehouse or you have a few different closets that you keep your inventory in. You can put the 6 numbers up so you know it's 0012. That is the STL. You're going to make it in red, so it'll say RD, and you're going to make it 3 inches tall. So 03. So it would say 0012 RD03. Now, an extension of that is if you want to put where this product is. Let's say you have a warehouse and you have 10 aisles. You can put, let's say 01 for aisle 1, 07 for aisle 7, or you can also do aisle A, just do one letter at the end, and then extend it after that. I don't do this because I make almost everything on demand and I know where all my inventory is, but if I ever needed to, I can implement that so that my employees will know exactly where that's stored, so they can take it off the shelf or take it out of the box of wherever it's stored, and they can just look for the number. They don't have to look for a word or anything like that, and it speeds up efficiency. They take it from the shelf and they ship it out, and there's no wasted time. Okay, so this is an example of how I have all of my STLs stored, as well as just a little tidbit of information. I upload all of these to a Google Drive or a Dropbox to make sure that if my computer ever is damaged or I lose this information, it's always backed up, and I back it up usually about once a month, or if I make a huge change in my library. So here is all of my SKU numbers. Currently I have 650 or up close to that. They are all in folders. So the reason why I do them 1 through 50 is because in a lot of 3D printers only allow a certain amount of files on a certain folder. So I split it up between here, and also I can click on the 50, for instance, 1 through 50, and easily find it without scrolling forever. I tried the 1, to 300, and the scrolling is going to be too much. The folder way of doing it was much better for me, so this is how I do it. So as you can see, it's 0001 to 0050. So SKU number 1 through 50 is going to be in that folder. Now, same thing with the G code. Depending on which printers you want to print with, you make a folder for instance, I primarily just use MK3Ss because they're super cheap and reliable forever. And I put all of my G code the same way. And as soon as I get an order, I slice it in the 3 different sizes, or the 1 size, whatever, however many configurations that I sell at, usually 1 to 3, and I put them in a G-code folder so that all I have to do is put it on an SD drive, plug it right in, and all I gotta do is go to the printer and scroll down, click what I want, and it prints. I also have tests in here. You can see, like, last time it was updated. This is actually an old file, but that's another thing that I put in here was when I last updated it, I just put it on the test folder. Tests would be like these things that I do, like temperature towers and Cali dragons, things that I use to test for the YouTube channel or for my own purposes. Now, of course, you don't have to do it exactly like I do. I just think that this is the best way that I could figure out. Currently, I'm always changing things, so I'll try to update you when I do certain changes. It's hard to make a video about just like one change, but this should really help you get organized and be able to just upload them to a 3D printer. Or if you have Wi-Fi, you can do it a little bit differently. It will change a little bit once I do have all Wi-Fi capability. However, Wi-Fi would actually slow me down right now because I use this USB hub and I plug in all the SD cards into the side of them, and it takes me about 5 minutes to upload, 6 or 7, depending on how big the USB hub is, and then it's on the card automatically. Now, I plug them into all the machines, and all I have to do is scroll down to 0051 to 0100 if it's like a number 0089, and I click on 89. 89 will have, like, let's say there's 3 different sizes, so I go to 1, 2, 3. Which size do I want? I want the second size, 2 inches or a pack of 2, whatever it is, and I click on it. As long as the printer has the correct color in it, all I have to do is click that button and it prints. And I'll put a link down below if you're going to be still using SD cards like I do, because it's a lot easier. Rather than uploading one at a time, you can use the USB hub and just do all of your printers. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. I'd love to answer them. Thank you for watching. Watch this video next if you want to make money with your 3D printer.